Welcome in, South Tama Trojan fans. We just got wrapped up on the Frosh game here at the Round House. South Tama and Center Point-Urbana in action tonight. We've got boys basketball coming your way here in a little bit. And we've got some youth basketball kids, coaches in their program getting some recognition. That's what you're seeing out on center court here. I'm Darvin Graham. I'll be with you for the duration here this evening. We're probably about 15, 20 minutes away from tip-off of this varsity game between South Tama and Center Point-Urbana on a cold, chilly, and very winter-like evening here as we close out the second week of December, getting ready for the holiday season coming up shortly. South Tama's pep band in the house tonight. And some fans trickling into the roundhouse as we're getting ready for action here tonight. As always, I'd like to say thank you to the South Tama Community School District as they've allowed us to use their huddle camera that's in the gym this year for our broadcasts. And we do appreciate that. You can see the STC boys team coming onto the court for their warm-up. And we've got 15 minutes to tip off here between South Tama and Center Point-Urbana. We're going to break down this matchup, take a look at these two teams here in a few minutes, and talk about where they've been so far and what we might expect tonight on the court for these two WaMaC conference teams. Thank you to our sponsors for this winter season. They include Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Salt Creek Wind, State Bank of Toledo, Sharn Weber's, Marquette's Law, S&S Car Wash, Medicamp Pharmacy, Iowa Premium, and Mercy Care Tama. Trojan Country broadcasts are also made possible by the Charlie Townsley Memorial. Thanks to all those folks, businesses and organizations for their support of what we do here in Trojan Country. Really do appreciate it. All right, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors. When we get back, we will have our pregame look-in at this matchup between South Tama and Center Point-Urbana. And again, about 14 minutes away from tip-off. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Trojan Country. Located in the heart of corn and cattle country, Iowa Premium procures and processes only corn-fed Black Angus cattle that come hand-selected from family farms in Iowa and neighboring states. As Tama County's largest employer, the team at Iowa Premium are an anchor, not only in the beef industry, but throughout eastern and central Iowa. Iowa Premium, a national beef company. Medicap Pharmacy in Toledo offers free medication packaging and free delivery to surrounding areas. With convenient drive-up service and hours on Saturday morning, Medicap Pharmacy is always there for you. Visit with pharmacist Derek Townsend and his team by calling 484-6198 or stop by their location across from Fairway in Toledo. Medicap Pharmacy, locally owned and expertly operated. Good evening, South Tama Trojan fans. Welcome in live from the STC Round House. We're about 11 minutes away from tip-off of this STC Center Point-Urbana contest tonight. It's Friday night WaMaC basketball. The Trojans hosting the Stormin Pointers from Center Point-Urbana. I'm Darvin Graham. I'll be with you for the duration here this evening. And just wanted to kind of break down this matchup a little bit. First, we're going to talk about the Center Point-Urbana Stormin Pointers. They come into this matchup 5-2, and so far they've got single-digit losses. They got a single-digit loss to West Delaware. Taking a look at their losses here, and a double-digit loss to Xavier Catholic. Their close wins so far, they've gotten a couple close ones against Decorah and Solon, and blowout wins against Anamosa, Dike New Hartford, and Independence. Most recently, the Pointers defeated Independence 70-53 on Tuesday. Senior Brandon Miller led the Pointers with 21 points. Hunter Holmes had 13, and Easton Tupa had 12 to round out those in double figures. Leading scorers, kind of the key players to be looking at for the Stormin Pointers tonight. As we mentioned, Brandon Miller, he's coming in scoring 14.9 points per game. Then Easton Tupa averaging 12.9 points per game. And junior Hunter Holmes. Holmes averaging 9.3 points per game and is kind of the key three-point shooter for this Pointers. A lot of points. We're saying a lot of points here with the Stormin Pointers. Three-point shots. Hey, gotta love it. Kind of looking back at the last couple of years for Center Point-Urbana, despite having a pretty dominant effort against the South Tama Trojans, they're on an 8-game win streak so far against South Tama, dating back to 2018. Center Point-Urbana so far has had 2 losing seasons in the last 2 years. Last year they finished 8-14, kind of in the middle of the WaMaC West. And last year's the last time these two teams faced off, Center Point-Urbana defeated South Tama 42-32, kind of in a slugfest a little bit. That started out with a 12-0 scoring run in the first quarter by the Stormin Pointers, and things really slowed down after that. And it ended up being a pretty low-scoring game between the two, but the Pointers kind of came out and came away with the victory. The Pointers are coached by head coach Mike Halleck, who's assisted by Dylan Humple, Nathan Kellogg, and Chad Batchelor. We'll get to your starters here in a moment. And we're going to now look over to the South Tama Trojans. STC, meanwhile, is 0-4 on their season. Their losses have come to Grinnell, Sadell. That was a 2-point loss there on the road. That's been their closest game so far. And then Marion and most recently Mount Vernon. That was on Tuesday. The Trojans lost to the Mustangs 69-44 on the road. Senior Ivan Alvarado led the scoring for South Tama. He had 16. Cade Rosenberger was next with 12. Kingston Davenport, the sophomore forward transfer from Meskwaki, led the team with 6 rebounds. And German foreign exchange student Pella Weiss led the team with 3 three-pointers to have 9 points on the night. The Trojans, for the most part, stayed out of foul trouble. They're, again, a very limited lineup, really playing about only 8 players on the bench. For the Trojans, I see that Aiden O'Clair is not warming up with the team tonight, so they're going with 7 tonight, it would appear. So even less room for for error against the CPU team tonight, as any foul trouble can really stop up South Tama's ability to move the ball and score, as only a couple of players really have had much success getting to the hoop. That's really been Ivan Alvarado so far this season. He's done a lot of his work in the lane, has shown the ability to shoot the three and put down jump shots when he needs to. However, really his strength is kind of been as a slashing guard, getting to the hoop and drawing fouls and getting to the free throw line, and also kind of drawing fouls on his opponents. That's kind of in the games that I've seen this season where South Tama has maintained some success in the first half of these games. The success has come with South Tama kind of disrupting what their opponent wants to do in the first half. Against Marion, I know Marion's leading scorer, Braden Lauby, got drawn into three fouls early on into the game. He came out, and that really kind of bothered Marion for the first half. They came out, found some scoring from some different players in the second half, and made some adjustments and ultimately got the win. But that's really what Alvarado and company have been able to do. Has not led to wins yet so far, but we'll see how that kind of plays out here against Center Point-Urbana tonight. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with your starting lineups here tonight, live from the STC Round House. Hope everybody is having a great evening out there in Trojan country land, staying warm and getting ready for the holidays. We'll be back after this.
Charn Weber's in Toledo serves central and northeast Iowa with the latest in heating and cooling systems, water softeners, plumbing and electrical installation, as well as expert service and repair. As a family-owned hallmark business from the South Tama community, Charn Weber's is proud to support Trojan spirit on the field, on the stage, on the court, or in the classroom. When the job needs done, call Charn Weber's at 800-542-7980. S&S Car Wash provides both automatic and hand wash services, as well as detailing for your vehicle. S&S Car Wash, your local car wash destination, with convenient locations in Toledo and Tama. 2022 marks the 95th year in business for the State Bank of Toledo since opening in 1927. The State Bank of Toledo is Trojan Country's hometown bank, supporting its customers with loyal, friendly, and fair customer service. With 2 convenient locations, a full-service investment center, 24-hour ATM service, and online banking, you can't go wrong making State Bank of Toledo your financial services choice. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Trojan Country fans, come on down to The Pump, Tama Toledo's #1 bar and grill. Located in downtown Tama at 218 West 3rd Street, The Pump serves up cold drinks, a warm atmosphere, and an amazing lunch on the regular. Check out the Tama Pump on Facebook for regular lunch and drink specials, as well as details on their latest events. As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents. Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities for Tama County's workforce and will allow workers to gain valuable, transferable skills. Hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue generated by the project will help improve county services, such as schools, roads, and emergency response. And the clean, emission-free power generated will support a more reliable delivery system in the county and beyond. To learn more about Salt Creek Wind or to join our coalition of supporters, visit saltcreekwindproject.com.
Welcome back in live from the STC Round House. We're going to jump into your starting lineups here between South Tama and Center Point-Urbana. We've got boys varsity basketball coming your way here in just a couple moments. First for the visiting Stormin Pointers team. Starters for CPU. Number 2, senior 6'5" forward, Easton Tupa. He's averaging 12.9 points per game and 3.6 rebounds per game. Then it's number 5, junior guard, Blaze Havel. Havel, a low-scoring starter, has been in all 7 contests for the Stormin Pointers so far. He's got 2.4 points per game, but really seems to be kind of a game manager, distributor, leading with 3 assists per game, averaging. He's a junior, standing 6 foot. Then number 15, a 6'7" senior forward, Tucker Clark. Clark averaging 4 points per game, 4 rebounds per game. Then the leading scorer, number 23, senior 6'4" forward kind of combo guard, Brandon Miller. He's averaging 14.9 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game. And rounding out the lineup for the Stormin Pointers, number 25, junior 6'3" guard Hunter Holmes. Holmes, a 3-point scoring specialist, averaging 9.3 points per game and leading his team with 44% from the 3-point line. Again, the Pointers are coached by head coach Michael Halleck. And now for your STC Trojans. The Trojans are going to be led by number 2, Cade Rosenberger. He's got 9.8 points per game and averaging 4.3 rebounds and 1.8 steals per game. Then it is junior guard number 5, Daniel Weiss. Weiss comes in averaging 3.8 points per game. The leading scorer for the STC Trojans, number 10, senior transfer guard Ivan Alvarado. He's averaging 22.3 points per game so far this season, 5.5 rebounds per game, and distributing the ball at a 2.5 assists per game clip. Alvarado standing 5'11" and listed as a guard. Really rotating duties between him and Cade Rosenberger, bringing the ball up the court for the Trojans. Next up for STC, number 15, Kingston Davenport. He's coming in averaging 2.3 points per game and 3.5 rebounds per game. Rounding out the lineup for the STC Trojans, number 50, junior center, standing 6 foot, Jeremy Dolash. Dolash averaging 1 point per game, but averaging 4 rebounds per game as a bigger physical force down underneath the hoop for STC. On the bench tonight for the South Tama Trojans will be senior guard Pella Weiss. Weiss averaging 7.3 points per game and leading the team with 42% shooting from the 3-point line. And then the only other bench player tonight, South Tama rolling with 7 players on their team tonight, is number 44, senior center, 6-foot center, Damian Benner. So Benner and Weiss, the 2 bench players. Rosenberger, Daniel Weiss, Ivan Alvarado, Davenport, and Jeremy Dolash rounding out the starting lineups. Getting our starters announced here live from the Round House, and we're just about ready to get things going. We're going to take another quick break while we have the national anthem. We'll be right back after this.
Fans, please stand.
Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home in Tama is locally owned and operated, serving Tama, Toledo, and the surrounding areas. Cruzy Phillips offers both traditional and cremation services at the time of need, as well as pre-planned arrangements that give you and your family peace of mind. Through competent professionalism, the staff at Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home serves families with compassion and respect for their needs and wishes. That's why they offer services with unique options and attention to every detail. Obituaries and funeral home information can be found online at cruzy-phillips.com or by calling 641-484-3400.
All right, we are underway here between South Tama and Center Point-Urbana. We've got an immediate officials stoppage. I'm not quite sure what the reason was there. No foul called. Center Point-Urbana and Brandon Miller in the middle won the tip-off. And so CPU in all black tonight, South Tama in all white with their home jerseys. And again, starters for the Trojans, Cade Rosenberger, Daniel Weiss, Ivan Alvarado, Kingston Davenport, and Jeremy Dolash on the court here for STC. Still not sure what we're waiting on here, but it's going to be CPU basketball as they inbound from the far sideline. Blaze Havel from the top of the key. And Miller has the ball stripped away. Alvarado with the steal on the fast break. Looks to Weiss down low, but holds off and pulls back to the half-court line. Alvarado working to the right side. Trojans working around to Weiss on the far left. Alvarado baseline, driving in, takes some contact, and draws a foul against CPU's Tucker Clark. That's the first personal, first team foul for the Pointers. And now here's Alvarado into the lane, driving hard, drawing another foul, and will go to the line for two. First foul is going to be on Brandon Miller. So Miller with one. Second team foul for the Pointers. And two shots here for Alvarado. The first point goes down. And one more shot coming for the senior Alvarado. Tucker Clark the rebound. Havel quickly working it up the court. Now it's Hunter Holmes from the right side. Guarded by Kingston Davenport. Good effort there by Weiss to try and steal it away. Couldn't quite get it. Hal Holmes, the three-point attempt. No good, but a foul off of the comeback. Foul is going to be against Jeremy Dolash, his first personal, first team foul. Pointers ball underneath the hoop. Havel thought about a three-point pointer there. Holds off. Trap down low against Havel. Inside to Tucker. Tucker Clark. Shot underneath the hoop is no good. Cade Rosenberger the rebound. Now Rosenberger working it up the court. To Weiss in the corner. Rosenberger guarded by Blaze Havel, the junior guard for CPU. Daniel Weiss to Rosenberger. He tries a three off the front of the rim. Pointers clear it out. Easton Tupa bringing it up the court for the Pointers. There's a three by Hunter Holmes. It's off the back of the rim. Jeremy Dolash the rebound. Uneven pace here as we've got a 1-0 game. CPU not able to kind of settle into their offense just yet. South Tama trying to attack the hoop. Find what they can. There's a nice pass by Daniel Weiss and the bucket by Kingston Davenport. South Tama up 3-0. Havel guarded by Rosenberger. And the ball gets worked around to the left side to Tupa. Havel looks for a three, passes off to Holmes. Open shot off the front of the rim. The Pointers have been off so far. It's going to be a foul against Easton Tupa. Third team foul for the CPU Pointers. Hunter Holmes goes to the bench. On now for the Pointers is number 12, 6'2" freshman Cooper Grimm. Rosenberger tries a three, nearly an air ball. Dolash, a nice rebound. And the Trojans keep it on their side of the court. Daniel Weiss going to try and drive inside. Weiss inside, banks it off the middle of the backboard, and it goes down for two. CPU still scoreless. Tucker Clark working against Dolash, goes inside. First shot is no good. Dolash the rebound. Rosenberger heaves it up to Weiss from the left side. Little spin move, way off the mark there. Tupa the rebound. CPU pushing the pace up the court here. And a foul, I think that came before the shot. And that's going to be against Daniel Weiss. Second team foul for the Trojans. Missed shot there by the Pointers. Weiss getting some contact, slow to get up. And he might have gotten knocked in the nose there. And Coach Pesca calls a timeout. South Tama ball here. They lead 5-0. It's Davenport inbounds to Alvarado. Alvarado working against Briar Wiley. The guard just came off the bench. Weiss into the lane. Gets the ball swatted away by Grimm. And a foul. I think that's going to be against Weiss. So Daniel Weiss picks up foul number 2, and this is where South Tama's got to be very careful, as they only have 2 players on the bench tonight. I believe the JV squad in action, not in action because of illness. I don't know if that came from the South Tama side or the Center Point-Urbana side. But we only had a Frosh game to start, and that took place in place of the JV game that would have been around 5:30 tonight. So it doesn't look like South Tama even has any JV players in the building tonight. So just 2 on the bench, and we'll see how that plays out for STC. But it's still a 5-0 lead here for the Trojans. Daniel Weiss just went to the bench. Cooper Grimm just missed a shot. Last touched by the Pointers, and it'll go out of bounds. So into the game now, just a moment ago, was Pelle Weiss, the German foreign exchange student and 3-point leader for South Tama so far this year. Rosenberger picks it up high in the backcourt. Dolash in the high post, looking for Alvarado, and threw it away. Rosenberger had a nice effort to try and save it at the baseline, but it just goes out of bounds. Benner to check in. Damian Benner now, the junior, 6-foot senior, checking in for Jeremy Dolash. Blaze Havel working the ball around the horn. A trap in the far right corner. Jackson Brinks, a sophomore, into the game. He was the one with the ball and took the foul. The foul called against Cade Rosenberger. That's Rosenberger's first, South Tama's 4th. So the fouls kind of caught up between these two teams. And finally, CPU gets on the board. Jarrett Koppadryer putting in the little donut from about a foot out. So it's a full second unit on the court now for CPU, except for Blaze Havel. We'll see. There's Ivan Alvarado getting into the lane. Puts a shot up, no good. Havel the rebound. He's going fast up the court. There's a 3 from the corner, no good. Rebound Havel. Wiley. And a travel will be called against Jackson Brinks from the left corner. Turnover to South Tama. South Tama girls also in action tonight over at CPU High School. If we get any update on that score, we'll pass that along. Rosenberger, all gas, no brakes into the lane, and he draws the foul. Non-shooting foul will allow the Trojans to inbound from the baseline. Blaze Havel picking up the personal foul. He goes to the bench, as does Grimm. For Brandon Miller. And Easton Tupa, the two leading scorers, back onto the game so far. Inbound pass to Peloise. Shot by Benner is cleaned up by Rosenberger, who gets it to go for two. South Tama leading 7-2 now. Good effort here in this first quarter by South Tama. Just kind of aggravating this Center Point-Urbana lineup. So far, nobody's really found a rhythm for CPU. We'll see who can maybe find a shot. Inside to Jarrett Coppadryer, and maybe it'll be Coppadryer's night. He's got the only points of the game so far for Center Point-Urbana. Coppadryer coming in off the bench. He's averaging 3.3 points per game, and he's already surpassed that with 4. This is Ivan Alvarado from the left side, working against Wiley. Pull back three-pointer, rolls off the rim. CPU quickly up the court. Miller kicks it out to Tupa. He buries a 3. Easton Tupa with the first 3 of the game. Peloise and Brandon Miller tie up down underneath the South Tama basket. Goes out of bounds, last touch by the Pointers. Tucker Clark to come in for Coppadryer, and Dolash checks in for Damian Benner. So South Tama in their stack formation here. Davenport couldn't get it in, and Coach Pesca will call a timeout to save the possession. We'll be right back after this.
Marquest Law Office in Toledo is a proud Trojan Country sponsor and supporter of STC activities. Attorney Mike Marquest and the staff at Marquest Law Office are here to help during life's most challenging moments. The attorneys at Marquest Law specialize in a variety of areas, including family law, criminal defense, real estate, and civil litigation. With a growing staff of legal professionals, there's a good chance Marquest Law can handle your case. Marquest Law. We care, we listen, we can help. Call 641-484-1001 or visit tamalaw.com for more.
Coming out of the timeout, South Tama and CPU tied up 7-7. Peloise off the inbound pass, puts down a three-pointer, and South Tama up by 3. Here's Tucker Clark. Through a double team down low, Clark able to go up and score in the paint. Here's Cade Rosenberger. Far in the backcourt, kicks it out to Peloise. He's going to try another 3. Weiss buries another one. He's got 6. Timeout. Nope, that's the quarter buzzer. And South Tama leading after 1, 13-9, after 2 late three-pointers by South Tama's Peloise. We'll be right back after this.
Sharn Weber's in Toledo serves central and northeast Iowa with the latest in heating and cooling systems, water softeners, plumbing and electrical installation, as well as expert service and repair. As a family-owned hallmark business from the South Tama community, Sharn Weber's is proud to support Trojan spirit on the field, on the stage, on the court, or in the classroom. When the job needs done, call Sharn Weber's at 800-542-7980. S&S Car Wash provides both automatic and hand wash services as well as detailing for your vehicle. S&S Car Wash, your local car wash destination with convenient locations in Toledo and Tama.
All right, welcome back in live at the start of the second quarter. South Tama leading Center Point-Urbana 13-9. And if you're just tuning in, you ask yourself, how did that happen? As South Tama winless so far in their season, taking on a 5-2 Pointers team. Really, it's just been some cold shooting from Center Point-Urbana to start off the first quarter. And South Tama's really had an aggressive mentality. Feels like most of the players keyed in tonight. There's a three-pointer. No good for Cade Rosenberger. But we've seen both Rosenberger and Alvarado driving to the hoop so far. Peloise has put down 2 three-pointers. And so the weapons for South Tama are kind of clicking right now. And it'll be up to Center Point-Urbana to try and respond, as Tucker Clark, who has got probably about 4 inches and about 30 pounds on everybody else on the court, easily gets to the rack for 2. Clark with 4. And a foul on the Pointers. And South Tama's in. Foul's going to be against Jackson Brinks, the sophomore. His first personal, 6th team foul against the Pointers. Alvarado from the top of the key, guarded by Wiley. Still a partial second unit in. Davenport tried to go up down low. Tupa came down with it but lost his footing, and he's covered up down low. And a timeout called by Center Point-Urbana, 30 seconds to just kind of save the possession. Hard fall there by Easton Tupa, who kind of just slipped and had nobody to hand it off to. Score from the Frosch game that took place earlier tonight. South Tama losing 65-25. Coming out of the timeout, South Tama has Rosenberger, Alvarado, Peloise, Jeremy Dolash, and Kingston Davenport on the court. As Jackson Brinks, the sophomore, he was the quarterback for their football team this year, taking it up the court. Almost a steal there. Davenport working against Hunter Holmes. Wiley gets it over to Brinks. Short time on the shot clock, but Easton Tupa able to collect and deliver at the hoop. But a foul in the backcourt. It's going to be the second personal on Jackson Brinks, which will send Cade Rosenberger to the line for a 1-and-1, as CPU has now entered the single bonus with 7 points. Coach Pesca calls a timeout as he wants to talk things over early into the second period here. South Tama and CPU knotted up at 13 here tonight. We'll be right back after a word from one of our sponsors.
2022 marks the 95th year in business for the State Bank of Toledo since opening in 1927. The State Bank of Toledo is Trojan Country's hometown bank, supporting its customers with loyal, friendly, and fair customer service. With 2 convenient locations, a full-service investment center, 24-hour ATM service, and online banking, you can't go wrong making State Bank of Toledo your financial services choice. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Out of the timeout, South Tama and Center Point-Urbana tied at 13 all early into the second quarter. South Tama has Daniel Weiss currently sitting at 2 fouls. Nobody else more than 1. As they've got a short bench tonight. Aiden O'Clair not with the team this evening. So South Tama with only 2 players on their bench. Here's Cade Rosenberger on a 1-and-1. The first shot no good. Jeremy Dolash gathers the rebound, kicks it out to Pelle Weiss. Huge three-pointer by the German guard. He's got 3 tonight. South Tama up 16-13. That was about 3 feet off the three-point line. Here's Blaze Havel from the top of the key. They go right back to Tucker Clark down low, and Clark easy at the rim. Puts it in for 2. South Tama is going to have to find an answer for that big body down low. They haven't gotten him into foul trouble yet. Another little heat check there by Pelle Weiss, who misses a three-pointer. Kingston Davenport, though, kind of saved the possession as he got in there for the loose ball and drew a foul. Foul goes against Easton Tupa, the 6'5" senior guard for CPU, his second personal, 8th team foul, and now a 1-and-1 for Kingston Davenport. First shot in and good. Quiet night so far from Ivan Alvarado. He's only got the 1 free throw that came early in the first quarter. Second shot no good for Davenport. Hunter Holmes covered up in the corner. He's kind of the three-point threat, at least on paper, so far this season for CPU. Clark double team down low. Little disruption from Rosenberger, who tips the ball away. Steal South Tama. Here's Davenport. Hands it off to Rosenberger. Screen from Dolash. Pullback, jumper. Cade Rosenberger in and out. Got robbed at the rim there. Briar Wiley the rebound. He heaves it up the court to Blaze Havel. Quick inside pass to Tupa. Drives inside, floats it in easy. And that inside game is gonna be there for CPU, as they've got the height advantage at nearly every position here tonight by at least an inch or 2. Another timeout called by Coach Pesca, as Alvarado was having some trouble in the backcourt. Tied 17-17. Next week, we will have more basketball coming your way on Monday and Tuesday. Monday is going to be a home doubleheader. South Tama hosting East Marshall. Girls varsity set to start around 6 p.m., maybe a little later, 6:15 possibly. And the boys varsity to come right after. Then on Tuesday, it'll be another girl-boy doubleheader, as South Tama travels to Vinton-Shellsburg to take on the Vikings, with the girls starting again around 6. We're going to have both of those games live for you here on Trojan Country as we close out this December schedule. Oh my goodness, Ivan Alvarado takes some contact as he's headed to the floor, just throws up a one-handed shot, puts it in for 2. His first field goal of the night, and South Tama back up by 2. Tupa passes down low to Jarrett Compadryer. Compadryer will be called for the charge, as Rosenberger was set up underneath the hoop. And Rosenberger's kind of limping here a little bit. He's going to stay on the court. It appears to be all right. No, I don't think that was a charge there. It must have just been out of bounds, the call. Here's Alvarado. Baseline jumper from the right side is good. He's got 4 all of a sudden here in the second quarter. And now a 4-point lead. Tupa will try a three. He had one earlier, and he's got another one here. So it's been Tupa from the outside, Clark from the inside, and now the foul against Copadryer as he was working against Kingston Davenport, trying to strip the ball away and got called for the foul. Davenport. And I think Davenport is called for stepping across the line early there. So no shot, and the ball will go back to CPU. Really nice first half put together here by South Tama as they've been short-staffed, but really focused here in this first two quarters. There's Blaze Havel, a little comeback bank shot from a couple feet out. Havel's first points of the night. Now some half-court press. Defense coming here again from CPU, and this time it will be a backcourt violation. Cooper Grimm back into the game for the Pointers. Grimm is trapped near the left corner, and I think Peloise is going to pick up a foul here. Reaching in against Grimm. No, the foul's going to be against Alvarado. His first personal. Long three-pointer for Tupa, and Tupa's got the touch here in the first half for CPU. He's up to 13. Rosenberger gets it up to Weiss down low. And foul called against South Tama, an offensive foul. Going to be against Peloise. Kind of just got out ahead of himself a little bit as he was on a fast break, didn't have anybody to go to give it to ahead of him, and ran into a player before he got the ball passed away to Rosenberger. So anyway, it'll be Blaze Havel taking it up the court here. Quick three-pointer by Tupa off the mark. Shot's no good there. Davenport and Alvarado on the rebound. Alvarado gets by Tupa, goes baseline, kicks it out to Rosenberger. He puts up a three. This one's hard off the rim, no good. Havel the rebound. Brandon Miller into the lane, not quite there, but Jarrett Copadryer cleans it up for two. Copadryer with 6. South Tama trying to push it here a little bit. Alvarado into the lane, and a charge. Tupa was set underneath there. Alvarado would have had the and one, but instead picks up foul number 2. Copadryer and Tupa to the bench. For Wiley and Clark, I believe. Miller had the ball stripped away. Still loose ball scramble on near the free throw line, and a jump ball will be called. Peloise down on the court scrambling for it. Arrow goes to the Pointers, so they'll stay down on their end of the court. With just a minute 28 left on the clock here in the second quarter, but CPU, behind the scoring of Easton Tupa, has come out to a little bit of a lead here as we get to the halftime mark. Grimm tries a three-pointer and buries it. The freshman Cooper Grimm getting his first points tonight. And South Tama now trailing by 9. Biggest deficit of the night. Shot for Rosenberger's off the mark. Offensive rebound by Jeremy Dolash, and South Tama back in action here in the half court. Under a minute to go. with a fresh 24 seconds on the shot clock. Wiley almost stole it away from Alvarado. Alvarado out to Rosenberger. He's trying a three. Shot's no good. Clark muscles out the rebound. Grimm, three-pointer hard off the backboard. South Tama has it here. Game clock and shot clock synced up. Trojans looking for the last shot. I don't know why you just don't go in and try and score here. South Tama trailing by 9. Needs a bucket. And it's a turnover. Alvarado missed time to pass to Rosenberger. Flew out of bounds. 5.9 seconds left. As the Pointers now will have their last shot, as they're kind of clearing a couple players out of the lineup to make sure nobody picks up a last-second foul here. Havel with 4 seconds, speeding up the court, into the lane, rolls one in at the buzzer. Blaze Havel scoring a last-second field goal, and CPU up by 11. We go into the halftime break. South Tama made it competitive through about the first quarter and a half, and then Center Point-Urbana really kind of found their offense. Easton Tupa with 13 points in the first half. And really balanced scoring. Other than that, Cooper Grimm with the 3. Tyker Clark has been active down underneath the hoop. He's got 6. Those all came on short layups.
We have a very special performance by your STC dance team.
And here's
The direction of Coach Kim
the
Benson.
STC dance team coming to the center court, and they're going to perform for the STC crowd. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Trojan Country.
Listen up, this could be a long trip. Goodbye, Lois Lane. I'm only 30 brainwaves short of being sane. I'm 30 short of leaving this resort. My brainwaves seem to twist and contort. Well, if you only knew what that mind's going through, I'd be out there instead of you. Can't feel nothing, sure feeling, feel alive, the need to be given you something so you'll understand, the cause is just keep it in hand. It changes, it arranges your brain to feel the love and feel the pain it brings. Don't be alarmed, it's all inside your head. It's all inside your head. Yeah. So you see, life's a bit strange. Sometimes okay, sometimes deranged. Don't always take what you're fed. And just remember, it's all inside your head. It's all inside your head.
Located in the heart of corn and cattle country, Iowa Premium procures and processes only corn-fed Black Angus cattle that come hand-selected from family farms in Iowa and neighboring states. As Tama County's largest employer, the team at Iowa Premium are an anchor, not only in the beef industry, but throughout eastern and central Iowa. Iowa Premium, a national beef company. Medicap Pharmacy in Toledo offers free medication packaging and free delivery to surrounding areas. With convenient drive-up service and hours on Saturday morning, Medicap Pharmacy is always there for you. Visit with pharmacist Derek Townsend and his team by calling 484-6198 or stop by their location across from Fairway in Toledo. Medicap Pharmacy, locally owned and expertly operated. Marquest Law Office in Toledo is a proud Trojan Country sponsor and supporter of STC activities. Attorney Mike Marquest and the staff at Marquest Law Office are here to help during life's most challenging moments. The attorneys at Marquest Law specialize in a variety of areas, including family law, criminal defense, real estate, and civil litigation. With a growing staff of legal professionals, there's a good chance Marquest Law can handle your case. Marquest Law. We care, we listen, we can help. Call 641-484-1001 or visit tamalaw.com for more. As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents. Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities for Tama County's workforce and will allow workers to gain valuable, transferable skills. Hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue generated by the project will help improve county services such as schools, roads, and emergency response. And the clean, emission-free power generated will support a more reliable delivery system in the county and beyond. To learn more about Salt Creek Wind or to join our coalition of supporters, visit saltcreekwindproject.com. As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents. Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities.
Welcome back live to the STC Round House. We are starting the third quarter here between South Tama and Center Point-Urbana. And we've got a quick stoppage here as I don't think the clock started on the scoreboard, so we're going to pause here a bit. Starting the second half, it's the starters back on the court for South Tama. Daniel Weiss, Kingston Davenport, Cade Rosenberger, Ivan Alvarado, and Jeremy Dolash. For the Stormin Pointers, it's Blaze Havel. He's guarding Rosenberger at the top of the key. Tucker Clark down low. Brandon Miller. Clark the rebound there. Hunter Holmes. And Easton Tupa. Tupa so far leading all scorers with 13 points in the first half. Got a defensive foul against South Tama to start things off. And it'll be the second personal against Cade Rosenberger. Clark trying to go down low. And a jump ball. Daniel Weiss got his hand on the ball as Clark was going up for it. Rosenberger, second personal there a moment ago. Pointers will have it on the possession arrow. Inbound pass to Holmes. His three is in and out. Daniel Weiss the rebound. Alvarado into the lane. And a whistle. Foul is going to be called against Tupa, his third personal now. Maybe an opportunity there for South Tama as the leading scorer for CPU is into a little bit of foul trouble to start the second half. Kingston Davenport on the inbound pass collects and puts it in the hoop for two. Davenport had 3 in the first half. He's got 5 total now. Miller strong to the hoop, draws the contact and the charge. Daniel Weiss slow to get up down low. As he's kind of holding his side a little bit. Coach Pesca kind of taking a look. I don't. I don't know that we have a trainer in the house here tonight, so. And Weiss heading to the bench. Seems to be okay. And Pella Weiss will come on now. So Daniel Weiss taking the charge underneath the hoop. Second personal against Brandon Miller. And the Trojans back on offense here. Pella Weiss tries a three. From the corner, it's good. He's got 4 tonight. Officials timeout there. I don't know what the... Yep, can't tell what the call was there. No foul, but the official called a timeout on his own. So Pella Weiss up to 12 points so far, leading the Trojans, all from the three-point line. Holding foul against South Tama. A lot of fouls here to start this third quarter. South Tama trailing by 6. Fouls against Kingston Davenport, his first personal. Tupa working against Alvarado to Havel. Holmes pumps and kicks out to Havel, who tries a three. Shot's not there. Pella Weiss the rebound. Long pass up the court, intercepted by Blaze Havel. And here come the Pointers back on offense. Havel passes down low to Clark. And Clark draws the foul on Pella Weiss. And Pella Weiss now with 2 fouls. Inbound pass to Clark. And Clark is going to be called for traveling. That'll turn it over. Davenport dumps it off to Alvarado, and the pass to Rosenberger picked off. 2-on-1. Havel couldn't get the shot to go. Davenport, good hustle play underneath the hoop to pull down the rebound, but the ball stripped away by Coppedrier. Here's Tupa against Alvarado. Alvarado doesn't want to take the foul and just lets Tupa get to the rim. Kind of a three-quarter court press. I don't want to call it a full court press just yet, but there's Ivan Alvarado scoring underneath the hoop. South Tama just kind of stumbling their way up the court. Good awareness there by Alvarado to find an opening. Here's Holmes for 3. No good there. Davenport the rebound. Pretty quick pace here in the third quarter. Now a reach-in foul called against Coppedrier of CPU, his second personal. Third team foul. Both teams have 3 team fouls so far, and we could be ending this game at the free throw line as Tupa goes to the bench, as does Coppedrier. For Jackson Brinks and Briar Wiley. Pella Weiss, long three-pointer, hard off the front of the rim. Wiley the rebound, sprinting up the court against Alvarado. A whistle and 2 shots coming. And that will be Ivan Alvarado's third personal, as Daniel Weiss is set to check back in. First shot for Wiley is no good. Kingston Davenport will check out for Daniel Weiss. Second shot for Wiley. This one goes down. Little double team, almost got the ball turned over for South Tama. But there's Pella Weiss to really punish CPU on the other end, putting down his, that's his 5th three-pointer of the night. hottest shooting night so far for South Tama's Pella Weiss. Hunter Holmes into the lane, little hook shot. No good. Weiss the rebound. Kind of a half pass is intercepted by the Pointers, and Tucker Clark converts on the other end for the easy 2. Clark's first points of the second half. Trojans quickly work the ball back up there into the court. Alvarado to Daniel Weiss, drives inside, hard off the rim. Wiley the rebound. Now Wiley passing it out to Brinks. Tries a 3, no, not there. Clark again. Really not much South Tama can do against CPU's 6'7" center. Almost a turnover there as Rosenberger's pass to Weiss is not off the mark, and loose ball collected by the Trojans. Now a foul called against Jackson Brinks, his third. Into the game for the Pointers, Cooper Grimm and Brian Bulow. Bulow's first action of the night. South Tama still hanging in there, down by 8, but CPU has really maintained their dominance here so far, despite some good efforts by the South Tama Trojans. South Tama playing hard here into the third quarter. Out of bounds, last touched by the Pointers. Weiss down to Davenport at the elbow. Alvarado guarded by Wiley. And the shot clock will go off, and that will turn it over to the Pointers. Coach Pesca talking with the officials there a moment ago. I don't know what the conference is about here, but got all three officials talking things over. Pesca must have thought that it was South Tama's ball, but I don't know on what grounds he was trying to argue there. But it'll remain with CPU, and they maintain an 8-point lead. Bulow passes to the corner to Havel. Grimm, the freshman, hands it off to Wiley. Drives in, baseline shot, not there. And that will be the third personal against Pella Weiss. So South Tama sitting with 3 fouls on Alvarado, 3 fouls on Weiss, 2 on Rosenberger, 2 on Daniel Weiss. Wiley at the line, puts down the first. Daniel Weiss checking in for Ivan Alvarado. Wiley, second shot, not there. And it was Grimm on the rebound, and he's going to draw a foul against Dolash, I believe. That would be Dolash's second personal, and he'll come out for Damian Benner. Cooper Grimm to the line for 2 shots. Or 1 and 1, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, that was an and 1. Grimm made the bucket. Apologies there. So Grimm completes the three-point play. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. South Tama with the ball in the backcourt. Rosenberger sprints it up, gets it to Weiss. Weiss dumps it off to Benner. Daniel Weiss driving inside, hands it off to Benner. Now Pella Weiss from the corner, does not have an open look, and he throws it away to Cooper Grimm. Brinks passes to Havel. Little hook shot there from Havel, not on the mark, and Rosenberger clears it out for the Trojans. Rosenberger into traffic, backs it out, now guarded by Blaze Havel from the Pointers. Under 2 minutes to go here, South Tama still trailing, now by double digits. Though I would say they're still playing as though they're, within 2 points, 2-3 points here. Still good effort late in the third quarter. Daniel Weiss's shot is no good. A good second chance effort there by Kingston Davenport. Now Daniel Weiss working the ball around the horn. Pella Weiss again threw into traffic and almost turned it over as Havel was down underneath and almost grabbed it out of the air. It went out of bounds, last touched by the Pointers. Alvarado checks in for Pella Weiss. Now Alvarado driving inside, one-on-one, and he's called for the charge. Bulow was in down low and took the contact, drew the foul. And just like that, Ivan Alvarado up to 4 fouls. 1 quarter to play. South Tama already in danger of fouling out one player with 4, and they've got another with 3. Havel guarded by Rosenberger. Outside to Grimm, pulls it back out near the half-court line. Drives past Davenport. One ref wanted a carry, and the other ref called a foul. And the head ref overruled the call there, and so it will remain a foul. Foul called against Kingston Davenport. That's Davenport's second personal. 8th team foul now, and so bonus shots the rest of the way. Only 4 team fouls for the Pointers in the second half. Cooper Grimm on a 1-and-1, puts the first one through. And the second is good for the freshman Cooper Grimm. Daniel Weiss now with the ball, guarded by Brinks. South Tama's offense really stalled out here in the third quarter as they kind of hung with CPU shot for shot through most of the first half. But some turnovers and some fouls have really hampered the Trojans in the third as we go to the fourth quarter. Well, we've got 0 seconds on the clock. I don't know if we're going to put time back on. That would appear to be where we're headed. It's going to be a foul, I think, before the clock expired, and it's going to be against Jackson Brinks. And that'll put 1.8 back on the clock for South Tama to inbound underneath their own hoop. Rosenberger, quick shot is no good. We'll be right back after this with the start of the fourth quarter. You're listening to Trojan Country.
2022 marks the 95th year in business for the State Bank of Toledo since opening in 1927. The State Bank of Toledo is Trojan Country's hometown bank, supporting its customers with loyal, friendly, and fair customer service. With 2 convenient locations, a full-service investment center, 24-hour ATM service, and online banking, you can't go wrong making State Bank of Toledo your financial services choice. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home in Tama is locally owned and operated, serving Tama, Toledo, and the surrounding areas. Cruzy Phillips offers both traditional and cremation services at the time of need, as well as pre-planned arrangements that give you and your family peace of mind. Through competent professionalism, the staff at Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home serves families with compassion and respect for their needs and wishes. That's why they offer services with unique options and attention to every detail. Obituaries and funeral home information can be found online at cruzy-phillips.com or by calling 641-484-3400.
Okay, welcome back in live from the STC Round House. Darvin Graham with you at the start of the fourth quarter. South Tama trailing 45-31. And the Trojans will have it to start this next and final quarter. Damian Benner on underneath the hoop for the Trojans, along with Daniel Weiss, Kingston Davenport, Cade Rosenberger, and Pella Weiss. Offensive foul called against Center Point-Urbana. I think it's going to be against Clark. So the big 6'7" center, Tucker Clark, picking up his second personal. Steal at the half-court line by Coppadryer, gives it back to the Pointers. Actually, I think that was against. No, I don't think it was against. Didn't see it up on the scoreboard. I'm pretty sure that last foul was against Clark, but we have another foul, this time against South Tama. Foul against Pella Weiss. Board says that's his third, but I've got him down for 4. We'll see. Grimm at the line makes the first. He's been active from the free throw line here in the second half, making 5 free throws so far. And that's led the CPU scoring in the second half. Here's Daniel Weiss, guarded by Coppadryer. Back and forth between him and Pella Weiss. Drives in, kicks it out. Now Benner from the baseline. Pass outside to Rosenberger. His shot's no good. Loose ball. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by South Tama. And an illegal screen called against CPU. Tucker Clark rung up for the foul. And now the Pointers into the single bonus with 17 fouls. But a comfortable lead here on the scoreboard. Pella Weiss can try another 3. This one's off the mark. He's got 5 tonight. Tupa kicks it out to Brinks. Tupa, long 3, top of the key, buries it. Easton Tupa with, I believe, 18 on the night. Not mistaken. Pella Weiss down low to Kingston Davenport. A little spin move there from the sophomore. Shot is off the mark. Brinks the rebound. And here we go on the fast break. Tupa and the Pointers. Tupa spin move into the lane. In and out. Clark the rebound. And he draws the foul and the bucket. Call is against Daniel Weiss. That's his third. And a timeout before we have Clark to step to the line for the and one. We'll be right back after this.
If you believe in capturing meaningful moments, you've made it to the right place. The Farmer's Daughter Photography and TFD Films are a proud supporter of Trojan Country and South Tama County activities. Located near Conrad, the Farmer's Daughter Photography and TFD Films offer an array of photo and video services, including family photos, newborns, kids and seniors, weddings, and commercial media. Check them out on the web at tfdphoto.com or on Facebook and Instagram to learn more. Trojan Country fans, come on down to The Pump, Tama Toledo's #1 bar and grill. Located in downtown Tama at 218 West 3rd Street, The Pump serves up cold drinks, a warm atmosphere, and an amazing lunch on the regular. Check out the Tama Pump on Facebook for regular lunch and drink specials, as well as details on their latest events.
Coming out of the timeout, we'll have one free throw coming here from Tucker Clark, the 6'7" senior who just went to the rack, got a bucket and a foul. The free throw is no good. Loose ball pops out of bounds, but a foul is called. And it'll be a foul against CPU, against Hunter Holmes, his first. And that will send Jeremy Dolash to the line. For a 1-and-1. First shot is good for the junior center from South Tama. And the second one is good. Tupa up the sideline, draws a foul, and the action stops again as we've just had foul after foul in this second half. This one is going to be against Cade Rosenberger, his third. Tupa at the line, in and out on the first, no good. One more coming here as South Tama is in the double bonus. And the second of two is good for Easton Tupa, who's had a above average night here tonight against South Tama. Ivan Alvarado called for traveling. And the Pointers have done a nice job containing Alvarado. He is sitting with 7 points so far here tonight. Got a couple buckets to go early in the second half, but so far has gotten into foul trouble and has been pretty quiet offensively for South Tama. Holmes tries another three. He's been pretty dry there tonight. He's kind of been the highest percentage three-point shooter, but been off the mark several times tonight. A foul after the missed shot by Holmes will send Jeremy Dolash back to the line for a 1-and-1. The foul is called against Jarrett Coppadryer. Coppadryer's fourth. And Dolash on the 1-and-1 gets another one to go. He's been good for 3 straight free throws. And the second is good. Havel working it up the court to Tupa. Now Clark takes some contact, hits the deck, shot's no good, no call. Cade Rosenberger sprints it up the other end of the court. South Tama trailing by 18 here, though, late into the fourth or midway into the fourth. As some of the air coming out of this game a little bit with CPU pulling way ahead. Here's an open look for Hunter Holmes. Shots off the mark. Alvarado the rebound. Ivan Alvarado for three. This one's off the mark too. Holmes the rebound. Back the other way we go. Blaze Havel guarded by Kingston Davenport. Havel drives in. I think a pass got accidentally kicked out of bounds by the Trojans. I think a clock malfunction there, maybe stopping the action here. There's a three by Easton Tupa. Tupa with 19 points here tonight, leading all scorers. Ivan Alvarado going around the horn by himself. Tries to drive inside and will be called for an offensive foul, I believe. I think called for reaching around to the defender that he was guarding. Or no, wait. That's 5 on Alvarado, so I think that's going to be it for him. And so Alvarado out for the day. That's the first game he's fouled out so far this season. Nobody else with four fouls yet, but South Tama down to one bench player with 4 minutes left to go here. Over and back after a loose ball got tipped into the CPU backcourt. Turns it over to South Tama. Easton Tupa will head to the bench on a 19-point night, as is Tucker Clark. And Kingston Davenport top of the key to Daniel Weiss. Weiss guarded by Brinks. Brinks on there with 4 fouls. Brinks steals it away, and a foul is going to be called. And the foul will be on Briar Wiley. Second personal on Wiley. Both teams in the double bogey. So now it's Daniel Weiss at the line. Rattles in a free throw. Second one is good for Weiss. And the Trojans trailing by 19. Timeout on the court. And we'll be right back after this. You're listening to Trojan Country.
Located in the heart of corn and cattle country, Iowa Premium procures and processes only corn-fed Black Angus cattle that come hand-selected from family farms in Iowa and neighboring states. As Tama County's largest employer, the team at Iowa Premium are an anchor, not only in the beef industry, but throughout eastern and central Iowa. Iowa Premium, a national beef company. Sharn Weber's in Toledo serves central and northeast Iowa with the latest in heating and cooling systems, water softeners, plumbing and electrical installation, as well as expert service and repair. As a family-owned hallmark business from the South Tama community, Sharn Weber's is proud to support Trojan spirit on the field, on the stage, on the court, or in the classroom. When the job needs done, call Sharn Weber's at 800-542-7980.
All right, coming out of the timeout, South Tama trailing by 19 against Center Point-Urbana here late in this WaMaC conference matchup. On the court now for the Trojans, Pella Weiss, Daniel Weiss, Kingston Davenport, Jeremy Dolash, and Cade Rosenberger. Fast break for the Pointers. A block there by Davenport against Bulow. A steal near the half-court line gives the ball back to the Pointers. Coppadryer kicks it out to Grimm. The second unit on for CPU now. Coppadryer's pass intended for Grimm, tipped away by Rosenberger. Davenport on the fast break, and we've seen 3 straight turnovers here. Coming out of this timeout near the 3-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Grimm, fadeaway jumper is good. Grimm up to 15. Missed shot by Weiss, cleaned up by Cade Rosenberger. And Rosenberger put up a lot of shots tonight. He's been pretty quiet with 4 points, but has been pretty critical in the backcourt for South Tama. There's a loose ball and a steal by the Trojans. Daniel Weiss goes to the deck, spin move, and the shot is good for the junior Daniel Weiss. Coppadryer into the lane, puts it up for 2. Jarrett Coppadryer's first points of the second half. He had a quick little run early on in the first quarter, got 6 points, and has been quiet ever since. Now it's Kingston Davenport driving the lane. Get some contact there by Wiley, and the loose ball picked up by the Pointers. Grimm takes it up the court. Brinks the 3. Davenport the rebound. He's been aggressive on the boards tonight. Rosenberger called for a carry, and that'll turn it over back to the Pointers. Just under a minute and a half remaining in this South Tama CPU contest. Grimm, another fadeaway jumper. This one's off the mark. Kingston Davenport piling up rebounds here in the fourth quarter as he's been the one to get the job done underneath the hoop for South Tama. Wild shot by Daniel Weiss underneath. Damian Benner collects and draws the foul on the putback attempt. And Damian Benner will go to the line for a 2-point shot. The foul is going to be against Jarrett Coppadryer, and he picks up his 5th. So both teams fouling out a player each. Alvarado on the bench for the Trojans. Coming into the game now is number 10, Chase Short. Benner's first free throw is no good. And one more here for the junior center from South Tama. Second shot is on the mark. So Benner gets in the scoring column. Here's Brinks, a little floater from a couple feet away, no good. Benner the rebound, Pella Weiss dribbling it up the court. Davenport into the lane. Step across and a foul. 2 shots coming for sophomore Kingston Davenport. Brian Bulow called for the foul, his first personal. And Davenport is good from the line. One more shot from Davenport, also good. He's got 8. Timeout on the court with 42 seconds left to go. And we'll be back after this.
Medicap Pharmacy in Toledo offers free medication packaging and free delivery to surrounding areas. With convenient drive-up service and hours on Saturday morning, Medicap Pharmacy is always there for you. Visit with pharmacist Derek Townsend and his team by calling 484-6198 or stop by their location across from Fairway in Toledo. Medicap Pharmacy, locally owned and expertly operated. S&S Car Wash provides both automatic and hand wash services as well as detailing for your vehicle. S&S Car Wash, your local car wash destination with convenient locations in Toledo and Tama.
Okay, coming out of the timeout, 42 seconds remaining in this game between South Tama and Center Point-Urbana. The Pointers going on to win here this evening to move their season to 6-2, excuse me. South Tama will drop to 0-5. Last sequence of this game here maybe, or second to last sequence. Pointers with the ball. Cooper Grimm, and they're just going to run the clock here a little bit and kind of just do some ball management. Not looking for a shot here. CPU just, oh, there's a shot by Brinks, and he rolls one in for two. One three-pointer for Peloise off the mark. And that will do it here. One couple tenths of a second to tick off. And the final score from South Tama, CPU 62, the STC Trojans 44. Here live from Tama, Iowa. All right, some unofficial stats for the STC Trojans. South Tama was led in scoring by senior guard Peloise. He had 15 points, all coming from the three-point line, getting three three-pointers in the first half and two to fall in the second half. No other South Tama Trojan in double figures tonight. The Pointers did a nice job of containing Ivan Alvarado. He finished with 7 points and ended up fouling out in the second half. Kingston Davenport had a tough game. Really did some work underneath the hoop. Probably going to come away with double figures in rebounds. And he ended with 7 points unofficially on the night. Then it was Daniel Weiss finishing with 6. Cade Rosenberger had 4. Jeremy Dolash had 4, all those coming from the free throw line. And Damian Benner ended with 1. So everybody on the bench tonight, or everybody in the lineup tonight, getting a point on their score sheet. And in the interest of just brevity here, we're going to just sum up CPU scoring by two different players. Easton Tupa, the senior 6'5" guard, finished with 22 points and really was the offensive firepower for the CPU Pointers, scoring 13 in the first half. He ended up with, I believe, 5 three-pointers as well, but got it done from the line. Had a couple free throws drop and some other field goals as well. So Tupa led all scorers with 22 points. And then Cooper Grimm, the freshman 6'2" guard, came in, put a lot of work in the second half, ended up with 15 points. Really was part of that second unit, but it got some points in before, it wasn't just cleanup points in the fourth quarter. A lot of those coming from the free throw line in the third quarter. And so Grimm ends up with 15. And it was really balanced. Nobody else for CPU scoring in double figures outside of those two. It was pretty balanced for the rest of the lineup. But, scoring all the way around. Tucker Clark
got pretty active down underneath the hoop, I believe. Well, no, I believe Clark finished with 10, so he's the third player to finish in double figures. Got stopped up a little bit in the fourth quarter and got into some foul trouble and slowed him down a little bit, but Clark really dominant with his 6'7" frame underneath, and South Tama really with no personnel even kind of close to that size to be able to work against him effectively. And so Clark kind of had whatever he wanted underneath the hoop against South Tama tonight, and that really kind of was the summation of this game this evening. South Tama had a nice effort. I really can't complain about the Trojans' effort here tonight. I thought South Tama played, aggressive basketball through all 4 quarters. I just think that the Pointers kind of applied some full court pressure in the second half, late in the second quarter even, and that just disrupted South Tama, and the Trojans really didn't have an adjustment or an answer after that pressure kind of got applied. And once the turnovers started to happen, the shooting kind of dried up for South Tama, and that allowed CPU to kind of push ahead, get their lead, and they never relinquished the lead throughout the rest of the game. So a nice effort despite the loss for South Tama. They'll move to 0-5. Next week we'll have back-to-back doubleheader games. First is going to be South Tama taking on the East Marshall Mustangs on Monday. That's going to be right here from the STC Round House. It's going to be myself and Keith Kiana on the call for that one, so tune in if you're not able to come out and cheer on the Trojans. We'll have that game live for you. East Marshall and South Tama girls starting off around 6 p.m., the boys to follow, and then South Tama girls and boys head to Vinton-Shellsburg on Tuesday for another doubleheader, and we'll have that one live for you as well. So hope everybody has a great weekend. Get some Christmas shopping in if you haven't gotten that done already. And we'll see you next week with more basketball. And we'll say good night and go Trojans.